was my day off. I slept a lot. I slept a lot. It was nice. It's been very rainy and very overcast. I slept. I slept very good. Um, I thought we would start the stream out by just watching some upcoming horror movie trailers for 2024. Um, a few of these have just released in theaters, I'm aware of, but I thought this would be a good way to start out while we're waiting on people to join in.
There she is.
You want to break in and steal highly regulated equipment.
This could be our only ticket out of here. Should be in and out in 30 minutes.
Welcome to the Romulus Space Station.
This place gives me the creeps.
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
The fuck was that? Young?
Stop playing around, man. Just get up.
I'm not playing around. There's something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the
I don't
water?
know. There's just something in the fucking water. Run.
Early tailgates are better with a hearty and smooth Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Gauge out.
Are you alright?
No more. No more. I don't know what to do.
Whatever comes, we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Impact. Event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm probably most looking forward to the Alien Romulus. My husband and I are very big Alien franchise fans, so I think we're going next weekend. No, this weekend. We're going this coming weekend to see it. As part of the YouTube partner program, I was given a free movie ticket essentially from either IMAX or not IMAX, Cinemark or AMC. So, free ticket. I'm going and watching that movie. But that's our plan for this coming weekend. So there'll be hopefully a review coming up on the horror movie channel for that. I still have to do For Beau is Afraid later on tonight. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one.
Something in these hills. Something haunted. Evil. It smells like death.
I wasn't expecting another Hellboy. And I don't know how to feel about yet again another actor change from the other Hellboy. So I'm sorry, Ron Perlman is my only Hellboy. I'm sorry what that means for the other actors who have tried. No. No. Will I watch this? Maybe. Will I go out of my way to do so? No.
How do you know that?
Dark things called dark things.
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked Man.
We've got company.
All your friends, they all gonna die. No, no regrets. No, I will have.
Babe, my dad is dead.
Your father's final request was he wants you to take your mother into.
I think it's so weird that I'm finally seeing Brandy in horror movie franchises again, because I don't think I've seen her in one since I Know What You Did Last Summer, that franchise. So I feel like she adds as a pretty good actress in horror movies, so I'm kind of excited to see this, honestly.
Your home.
I'm willing to give you all the money I got. Well, we can pay off the house with that money.
Everything in me is telling me to run away.
Welcome home, Solange.
Oh, what's in there?
Yeah, that's the nursery.
It's my room now. I realize I do not know my granddaughter's name.
We're gonna name her Fern.
Not a plant you got growing in there? No. Used to be parents understood names gotta have power. Your father, what was his name?
I didn't know him really well.
Call that a broken family.
What the hell?
Hello, Chris. Yes. I know it always feels like a long time, but didn't I think I streamed last Monday, Tuesday, one of the days. I was just watching the upcoming horror movie trailers for 2024 while I was waiting on people to come in, because I know I usually am like 7 p.m., but I know I'm a little early.
She thinks that the Holy Spirit possesses her and gives her power.
I can't practice my face. Not like I used to.
You're a racist.
You don't know what real racism is.
Have I been getting replies to comments? I haven't gotten any likes, replies for over a week now. I frequent very chatty channels. It's odd I got no comments back. I've tried to respond to everybody that has commented. I haven't gotten anything from you this week, I don't see. Huh. It must be a YouTube glitch. I'll go through manually at my videos and things and see if I've missed anybody commenting, because sometimes stuff does get stuck. That's weird. Yeah, I don't have anything. Let me see if I go. Like from specifically you. I have stuff from Spooky. I have stuff from Brioche. I have stuff from Half Pint. Missing Exploited. Chava. I'll look into it, Chris. I figure Google is squashing our back and forth for November. Possibly. YouTube's finicky. But I'll look into it and see what's going on. Maybe it's just held in queue because I do have certain comments get held back for review depending on what's being said in them. So maybe that could have, I don't know. I'll look into it though. I miss everyone. Yeah, it's been a long week. I know last stream, I got back to one of your newest old videos and leave a comment right now. Oh, okay. I know that the last time I streamed, when was this? Yeah, I streamed just 5 days ago and we talked about some stuff, and then my last video. It's been a while since any of my videos I've done any like actual recorded content here lately. I've just been clipping some things. But I'm about ready to do another update on AML EEBJ because I feel like it's about time, and then I'm going to do a Beth update in the live stream tonight. Beth and Devin leave Arkansas with the carpet, but no. Yeah, I saw that. Is there a video specific that you had commented on that I just didn't get any replies or likes back? Yeah. I replied and I liked and hearted the comment, so hopefully it shows up on your end. Okay. I was like, it's weird. Me and my husband were just talking about some of the stuff that another content creator was talking about, the differences between YouTube and Twitch at the moment. And he said he doesn't even see, my husband said he doesn't even see notifications of when I'm like live and stuff anymore. Weird. YouTube's weird. I wonder if Beth and Devin have updated their YouTube channel at all. Nope. Yeah, that's what he said. He said that he doesn't get notifications or anything for my live streams or any content that I post. I did get a timeout before this happened, but that was a full day in the corner. Well, it wasn't on my channel, was it? I don't think I've put anybody in timeout or have had to yet. Naughty, naughty. Go to my display here. Take that off of there. Chantal might have reported me for comments on a reaction channel site. She went on a tear. Oh, Chantal. I mean, what else is she going to do in Thailand? She's there alone for a month. I bet she's going to wreak havoc on reaction channels. What's she been up to today? Oh, we've just went back to clickbaiting. She's already out of new things to do there and there's a path worn in the street between her hotel and 7-Eleven. I don't see how she does like constant 7-Eleven food. You'd think it would tear your stomach up constantly. And she's supposed to be this foodie. Why isn't she out like experiencing? I saw that help and nothing for her. Yeah. I so need your help bad. And then I think it ended up just being like she lost her earrings and she can't even wear them anyhow, not to where they'd be seen. When you eat like 5 horses, she's probably rather immune. Lord help her. Being in that humidity and eating like that, I would feel like I understand why you would not want to leave your hotel room. Did she even wash her face before she put on that full face of makeup too? Like I caught like bits of the live stream. I didn't watch the entire thing. I think Just Saying or one of the clip channels had posted it on Twitter. But I was like, the whole having what could be strep throat and then cleaning her eye makeup with her bacterial vaginosis mouth. Oh my god. She's a trip. You think she got the throat pick from the interwebs? It's hard telling with her what could be going on in that damn mouth. Something fungal, I'm sure. Mm-mm. Probably something she caught off of Sala. Poking his pickled sausage and things. Chantal, this is why we don't go ass to mouth. Still no notification. I just now got the notification that you commented. So, I don't know. It could just be being weird. Let me open up my studio and see if what's going on in there. Comments. I have nothing held in review. Okay, I have one from 1 month ago. Which I thought I responded to. But it doesn't even show my response. Yeah, I can go back in the comments and see what everybody's commented and see if I had anything held in review. I can see who's mentioned me. Yeah, some of these comments I haven't even read. From 3 months ago. I must have been busy with something 3 months ago. Because some of these don't have anything on them, and I'm like, I usually respond to everybody. I try to. I'm sure the day after the election, it'll all go back to normal. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to November. I'm looking forward to putting my vote in, but I'm not looking forward to the chaos that will ensue afterward. Because I don't think it's gonna end well either way. Like, we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. And that's sad. Yeah. No one person can fix it. The system that's in place, it has its flaws, and something definitely needs to be done. Like, inflation is crazy right now. Crazy. The amount of money that we spend at the grocery store on stuff not even a year ago that would cost us the same thing. He'll be halfway through his term before we have a chance to hand him Congress. Even then, it's still a uniparty. Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride for a little while, and that's even hoping that it gets better. Let's see here. Hi, Spooky. This is not the world I wanted for my grandkids. I mean, hell, this isn't the world I wanted for my kids. My siblings. My younger siblings. This is crazy. We spent $50 today at the grocery store, and we just needed to restock up on hamburger meat, which we normally do through Publix out here, just because I feel like they have like the fairest prices. You can get like roughly like 4 pounds of meat for $12, which I feel like is a pretty good deal. And we section that out through the week. But we got hamburger meat. We got a large pail of ice cream because it's hot, and that's our sweet treat for the week. With all three of us, we had to get drinks, milk, and we got chips because we're planning on doing burgers later on in the week. $54. I'm like, what? Yeah. I was like, I know Publix is probably the higher end of the grocery stores. A lot of even their deals don't seem like real deals, but usually on their meat specifically, that's usually why we go. And I was like, oh, we can get meat for the week and kind of break it up into our day-to-day meals that we have. And like, I thank God for my in-laws. They are amazing, and they gave me they have a Sam's Club membership, and they had gotten us tuna because I like having tuna either to snack on through the week or in sandwiches sparingly. And they got me like 8 cans of tuna when they went to Sam's Club. Oh my Lord, Spooky, that is crazy. From $87 to almost $300. That is horrific. That is so scary. And Walmart is usually good at keeping their prices like pretty low. I'm eating up all the old things in my chest freezer. Once that's done, I'm loading up on the Country Meat Locker. The big box stores have the worst meat. Oh yeah, spooky Walmart is probably the worst place to go for meat. I refuse to buy meat from there. A lot of the times, and like it's no fault, I would say, on them. It's the fact that like they get huge shipments of that stuff in, and sometimes it sits before it's put away, so it has time to come to temperature that's not supposed to be kept at, and then they put it back into a cold place and that bacteria just builds. It's gross. I refuse to buy meat from Walmart. It has scarred me one too many times. Depending on where you are, the best place I would say to go would be, I mean, if you have a fair enough butchers are the best places to go if you have one in your area. But second best I would say would be, depending on like where it's located, Save-A-Lots. We have some that are in good locations, and I'm not saying like good locations on like where it's, I'm saying whatever building they decided to take over is a good building and kept well. That they usually have pretty good meat selection and it's pretty good. But everything else is a little dicey these days. Chicken breast from Kroger fell apart in chunks when I tried to slice it. I don't know what they're trying to do to meat. Yeah, I don't know either. Ugh. I haven't been to Kroger in forever though. Oh, I don't have Save-A-Lots anymore. I know they're starting to do away with them in certain places. Hy-Vee's meat always reeks of liver vinegar even the next day. Oh, that's rough. I'm not like a huge meat person anyhow, but if I'm gonna eat it, it's got to be good. Ugh. I'm more of a carb person. I love my potatoes. Chicken thighs are where it's at, yeah. I love chicken thighs. Yeah, something fishy must be going on, Chris, with YouTube. The meat sales at Kroger and Albertsons are good. I can always get ribeyes on my strips for $5.97. I don't think that's gonna last long though. Ring ring my bell. Oh, Patty LaBelle. Oh no, that's Anita Ward. My bad. My bad. I thought, why did I think that was Patty LaBelle? So, the update on Beth Osborn and Devin Dixon. I've been ketovore for 3 months. I dream about carbs. Albertsons, that seems familiar, but I don't know if we have them out here. Isn't that like more? I know I am south, but ooh, I do have one close to me. So, oh no, it just recently closed. It looks like a lot of the Albertsons out in my area were bought up by Save-A-Lots, so. I had to add oatmeal back to my keto diet. 60 years of eating garbage must mean I can't just eat straight meats. I love oatmeal. Oh my God. Oatmeal, just plain oats with butter, brown sugar, and bananas. Amazing. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon. I love it. I was trying to find video of Beth. Let me go on TikTok here.
For tomorrow.
Sorry. I gotta switch my account. Settings. I tried strict carnivore for 9 days and went ham on cauliflower. I love throwing cauliflower and broccoli into mashed potatoes and making it like just a vegetable mash. It's hard to eat just meat with only a few kinds to pick from. Yeah. Bethany. I'm sure this is going to have a sound on it that I don't really want carrying over. It depends. Aldi's has stayed pretty low. It's, I think, about $2 something for a carton. It's much more expensive than it was, because I remember when I could get eggs for like under $1 for a carton. So it's sad seeing that it's not like that anymore. Yeah, have you heard about the listeria breakout in Boar's Head? Like thousands of their products. Six to 13. Wow. Yeah, I'm like actually wondering like how many other lunch meat plants, the people that process lunch meats and stuff, how their plants have not been shut down for things similar, because I've had friends that have worked for like Nabisco, and they did a lot of packaging and mixing of seasonings and stuff for like Cheetos and Doritos and like other chip companies like seasonings. And to hear how they processed like frozen foods, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be eating that anymore. Like just hearing about how they would clean out the silos that they would cook everything in, how there'd be like nasty food left in them from people that didn't clean them out great the day before. Because all it takes is like somebody being lazy, right, for it to be nasty. And they have like a certain level of contamination that they can get away with. Yeah. if we knew, we wouldn't eat anything that we didn't have to like fully cook ourselves, like dry beans, produce, and even then, some of the produce is kind of iffy. Yeah, the percentage of bugs that are allowed, the percentage of like mold and nastiness that's allowed. Don't worry, Spooky. I will not be eating frozen chicken. Oh, gross. It's just because there's humans doing the job, right? It's not like it's automated to that extent to where there's standards of cleanliness. It's human. It's people doing this as a job. And of course, a lot of people are going to be lax about the effort that they put in. I've met a lot of men and women who do not clean well. So, ugh. And speaking of cleaning well, Devin and Beth have finally left their apartment. I did post a video on the channel of like the walkthrough that the landlord did. Oh, Chris, I know about how slack people. I mean, I worked at a factory that did car parts for like my younger years, from like the time I was 20. Well, no, I was like 19 until I was 25. Yes, their landlord did have fangs. Yes, spooky. Yes. To be fair, I think this landlord just buys properties and does the minimal that he has to start running them out. Because he even said in that walkthrough that he didn't like fix this apartment up at all before he rented it out to them, and they were okay with that, probably because like of course they were going to have over the limit of dogs in it. He seemed very nice and very lenient with them, because I'm sure they didn't have rent on time every time. They've had their electricity shut off a time or two. He even showed like water damage, and he's like, this probably wasn't any fault of theirs. He's like, the only fault that they did was probably not telling me about it so that I could fix it. But they had some like water damage to the ceiling. The main issue was they pulled up the carpet in one of the rooms, and I'm assuming that they used that carpet for the RV as some kind of padding on that floor, because there's no way that they had enough time the past week and a half to fully restore that trailer to any sense of being livable. And even in this picture here that I have from one of their live streams, somebody clipped this. We see that like nothing is finished in it. It looks like they put up some, I don't know what this is on the walls, but it looks like they caulked quite a bit of the inside to kind of create a barrier. So I'm assuming that it's not so hot and there's some kind of protection from the elements outside. But it looks like they did bare minimum to the inside of the RV camper and have 8 dogs in this fucking camper. 8 dogs. I guess they're on their way to Tennessee, which is apparently where Erica but they're heading towards Tennessee because apparently they're going to get to park out by Erica, who is another scam streamer on TikTok that they have a friendship with. And that's going to be a place that they can park for a little while. Yes, she does have court next week. She dipped out they're not going to extradite her for it, but if they have a warrant out for arrest, if like they get pulled over, I don't think they have insurance on the RV. I don't think they have insurance on the vehicle. I don't know that either of them have a valid license. I don't know that if they were to get pulled over, it doesn't matter in what state they get pulled over in. If they see that there's a warrant out for her arrest, even if it's for a separate county, if she'll be held and extradited back. I don't think it's that kind of offense for that. But I mean, she is going to get a ding for them driving without insurance on both vehicles. And she keeps saying that they're like going to be staying in a RV camp, motorhome lot. But for one, she was only asking for like $92 to park in some lot. And for two, everybody in the comments was saying, I've never stayed in an RV lot before. I don't know the basics of it, but everybody in the comments, like it was a consensus. Everybody was saying it. There is no RV camping lot that is going to allow that many dogs. And Beth seems to be under the impression that her emotional support animals are going to be exempt from that rule. So I really hope that they get the animals taken from them, at least the animals getting out of that situation. There's no way that these animals are going to be able to live a good life within the confines of a dilapidated RV camper and, you know, Methany and Devin. Usually they hold them to the place the warrant is from, either refuses or comes to get them. Arkansas won't come get them for that kind of warrant. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe she'll get held. Maybe they'll both get held, because even though I don't think Devin has a warrant out for anything, just the fact that they're driving without a valid license or insurance on either the camper or the vehicle, that could get them in some hot water. And apparently it is rumored that one of the reaction TikTok channels put a tracker on the camper somewhere. At least that's what Beth and Devin have come to the conclusion has happened. Even though it was probably said in, you know, out of satire that one of these channels said this, but Beth and Devin are to the point where they are paranoid as hell about being found where they are located, because people will rat them out. She'll figure out how to online scam from jail. I mean, I don't put it past her at all. I also love this picture because it has asshole lips. Like, it's literally a booty hole pucker. Couldn't happen to a nicer couple. Yeah, honestly. Good old Devin and Beth. Forget what channel it was. Maybe it's this channel that I follow. I think it was to poke fun at Beth and Devin's relationship, because it is like a mother and son relationship. She's always like talking down on him. He's always just running his mouth, and she's constantly have to clean up his messes. I must say, I can't stand Chantal much better in Thailand. At least MJ makes her laugh some while she rages. All right. So it looks like we got a video yesterday of Beth and them. Of course, they're not like showing what their surroundings look like. Beth is under the gingerbread man guys again. I wonder where she will go next year. They're going to go back to just medical use in that country. Chantal makes me sad. She has potential years ago. Chantal, I'm not going to lie that her story times when she first started YouTube were entertaining. But then we kind of lost that content because she doesn't really experience anything else outside of eating behind closed doors. Every story that she told was in her youth, right? So now that she's older, she's not really having any life experiences anymore that aren't being shared to the internet anyhow. So it's really hard to create content that was once good, sharing funny life stories when you're no longer living life anymore that isn't perpetually online. Amber just makes me irrationally angry. Yeah. The fact that she hasn't even came back to live stream or put any kind of content out it's been a week. It's been like, 10 days since her last live stream, and it's been a month since she's uploaded. She's going to lose her traction in the algorithm, which will come right back when she actually uploads something or goes live, because everybody is going to flock to her content to see what's been going on. Yeah, this relationship with Salami, with Emily, I refuse to use that name. I'm sorry. That is the dumbest nickname I have ever heard. It's Emily. I'm sorry. I refuse. Emily is like the biggest mistake I think Amber has made. And it could have not been that way had they went the proper steps of Emily grieving the past relationship she was in if she was actually in love with that person, which it's less and less likely because of the events that happened after the death of that person. I know we all grieve differently, but that's not a grieving process. And maybe Amber is the grieving process because Amber looks so similar to the late fiance that she's kind of reimagined her fiance through Amber. But it's gross on all aspects of it. It's two mentally unstable, mentally unwell, untreated people thinking that this is love. And they've both already made stances in this relationship of being mentally unwell and toxic towards one another by putting restrictions on certain things. It's very predatory. Yes. I think it's predatory on both aspects, though, on both sides. It's predatory on Emily, preying on somebody that is insecure, that looks at Emily as a prize that, is stunted socially. And then it's also predatory on Emily or Amber, because Amber is going after somebody that has a certain aesthetic that she thinks is attractive, that she thinks is fit, that she thinks is like all these things. Plus she needs a partner that is able to kind of take care of her and cater to the things that she doesn't have or can't do, which is having a vehicle, getting around to go and get food items and useless things for the house. It's both sides are bad. This isn't going to end well. It is going to be terrible. It's going to be very traumatic it's going to blow up. And in the meantime, I'm just waiting for the blow up because right now it's not interesting. Will the blow up be interesting? Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. But right now, it's nothing. It's really nothing. Chris, it's a gopher, but it's a paid gopher. It's a paid gig. One could say that Amber is the useless thing. Yes, they could. They could say that. Sorry, I'm just taking these off. My hair is a fucking mess. This is bedhead times. How many hours have I been up now? Like 20 hours of bedhead. I think Amber just yearns for romance so bad, yearns for not being alone, having that cookie cutter relationship, that aesthetic relationship, what she thinks that she wants sexually in this situation versus what can physically be done. It is very curly. I have naturally curly hair. When it gets longer, it's even more curly. Let me see if I can find a picture for y'all really quick what my hair looks like longer. Because even when it's short like this, it is fairly curly, but I have a mane when I have my full length of hair. But here in Florida, I can't do it. I can't do long hair. I can't do it. It's too hot. But yeah, I definitely think that Amber is trying to create this narrative with Emily that's not actually happening. It's more so what she's romanticizing it to be like. The straightest of straight hair. It's always the people with the opposite hair texture and type that want the opposites. Like, I would love straight hair. Both of my daughters have very curly, wild hair. I'm assuming they get it from me because both of their fathers do not have curly hair. So my genetics are strong in that area. But I have wild hair. It used to be fairly long. I used to have it like down past my mid back. But then I did the big chop during COVID. And I haven't looked back since. It's remained short. In various lengths of short, but short. It's been some years since I've had it long. Let's see. I have a lot of pictures. Good Lord. I've heard that hair texture and stuff changes after menopause. My mom's hair was even wild. She kept hers pretty short, though. But anytime I saw hers long, it was always stylized from the 80s because that's the era that she lived in. So that was kind of the aesthetic of what she was assimilated to. You're just sitting, I hope none of you chin spanks like Beauty in 10 years. Damn PCOS. PCOS is wild. Being a woman is not what it is cracked up to be. I tell you what. All right, let me see. I let mine grow so my husband would keep his goatee. I hate it. My husband grew out his hair pretty long. His was a little bit past his shoulders, but he's got such thick hair that he was just like, I have to cut it off. It's too much. And I was like, you know what? I'm right there with you. If it's too much for you, cut it. But he always wants to try to fit within what styles I like. He's a simp for me. What can I say? So don't mind the pose that I'm doing, because this is just a random picture that's on one of my social medias. So but this is how long my hair was. Let's see, 2019. So like 5-ish years ago. So that's what I was working with 5 years ago. Your daughter bought you a wig. It's thin. Your hair's thinning in the front. Aw. Yeah, it's long and it's like, it's really thick. It looks kind of greasy now, even though I just washed my hair today. But I put a lot of product in my hair and then I fell asleep. There's another from, let's see how long my hair was back then. I have another, I think, photo on here somewhere of how long my hair was before that, because I even chopped my hair off before that. I took a couple inches off. It's probably when I was pregnant with my daughter, honestly. Before I recolored it. You know, genetically, I think I'm predisposed to have some kind of balding or receding hair, because don't we take our hair genetics from our father's side of the family? I think, right? That's right, right? So genetically, I would be predisposed to having very thin hair. Because my dad is like bald. My brothers, well, my middle-aged brother, has balding. He dyes his hair blonde to try to hide that fact, but oh, you have your mom's side. Maybe it is the mother's side then. Actually, let me look that up. All right, so there's a myth that it comes from the mother's side. That's a misconception. It must be an old wives' tale. But it says it's taken from both the mother and father contribute to the genetics of balding. Me and my old wives' tales that I listen to. Good Lord. Okay, so this is me. God, when was this? 2018. So this has been 6 years ago. Let me filter this out so that you guys get the full scope of my hair here. Excuse that I look like death here. This was right after I had my daughter, and like not even 2 weeks after bringing her home, I had to be in the hospital for like 3 to 4 days because I had gotten an infection in my C-section incision and I had to be hospitalized for said infection. It was bad. And I lost a lot of weight during it. But this is how long my hair was. And it even goes down a little bit further. It cuts off from the picture, but I had very long hair. Yeah. I was I want to say that I lost like because I gained 60 pounds during my pregnancy, which being a what do they call it? I was a diabetic through pregnancy. I'd gained quite a bit of weight. And then during the infection, I wasn't hungry. I didn't want to eat anything. I was depressed. Like, I don't think people realize how much infection and stuff like that really weighs on your mental health as well. Because those 3 days that I spent in the hospital right after, like 2 weeks after having a child pulled out of me was rough. And apparently, like, I remember my mom calling me while I was in the hospital and telling me that like my baby wouldn't eat and wasn't taking formula very well and just being like super depressed about that. It was a rough period. Let's see, where else did I show my hair? I think that's it for as long as my hair was. Maybe I have some extra. No. I thought I had some pictures of when I still lived in Texas because my hair was super long in Texas. I don't know how. I think I just kept it up in a bun all the time. Yeah, it was rough. The 3 days away from my newborn was rough. Coming back home after having a major emergency operation to kind of clear out the infection was rough. And then I had to essentially have a wound packed. I picture the Aliens movie when I think of pregnancy. Honestly, that's what it's like. With C-sections anyhow. Probably sort of similar through natural birth as well. But yeah, my body at 32 years old did not handle C-section as wonderfully as it did at 25 years old. So I told my doctor, I was like, I'm done having children. This is my last one. I don't want any more. I talked with my husband about it. He was fine with that. And so I had my tubes burnt. I had a sterilization. Oh, that's rough, Chris. Yeah, I had the sterilization done, and I guess the infection was caught just through like regular hospital germs, because I was in the hospital after my C-section for roughly like 3 or 4 days before I went home. And then because I had gestational diabetes and I had blood pressure issues, which had me have to have the C-section anyhow, I had an in-home nurse for the extent of my time home before I went back to work. And the in-home nurses, none of them caught the infection for the 2 weeks that I was home. It wasn't until my last like staple head came out and I needed to go in for a checkup that the in-home nurse was like, you need to go to the hospital now. Like, this is serious. because the infection had gotten so bad. Like my incision mark was so tight, it felt like I was pregnant all over again. Even though I had lost a bunch of weight because I, of course, was suffering from an infection and was having a high fever. Hello, Brioche. We're just discussing horror stories. Why do humans struggle so much with pregnancy? Baby heads grew more than our ability to get them out on our own. Yeah. Girls Night Dog. Yeah, I started out the stream by because I was here by myself for a little while. I started a little bit early. I started out on like new horror movies coming out in 2024. Oh my god, that right there is a horror story, Brioche. Your mom's epidural started to wear off too early during C-section. Ugh. I remember my first C-section with my older daughter. They started cutting on me and I could still feel it. And I was like, y'all need to do something about that. I can feel it. Because with spinal, anything to do with the spine, sometimes it's hit or miss. If it numbs all of you, it can numb all of you. It can numb part of you. It can numb too much. It can numb just certain parts. They have to be very specific with where they're hitting. And then I was like nodding off. I don't know how people do those kind of drugs, those kind of hard drugs like that. The like essentially like the paralytics, because I was like nodding off, and that, like, having a C-section, you want to be coherent when your baby's being pulled out because you want to hear the cry and everything. Y'all are not making me wish I had kids, I gotta say. You had 3 natural, no meds because they came too fast. That's amazing, Spooky. My sister had all of hers naturally, and she had some big babies. You had to have a C-section hysterectomy. Yeah, I had my first child. I was kind of bullied into having a C-section because I was a larger person, and they were just like, it's going to heal better. There's no risk of the baby getting stuck or anything. And I was like, okay, because I was 25. It was my first instance of having fallen pregnant, and I was scared to death. So I just went with it, but knowing that after having a C-section, you're more than likely going to have another. I wasn't as scared finding out the second time, but I should have been. A lot of it's weird because a lot of the doctors are kind of under the assumption that if you're larger, there's more of a risk of the baby getting stuck in the birth canal, or that you're going to be not in the best shape to push adequately. Yeah, and they like the fact that they can schedule them. My first was scheduled. My second wasn't scheduled. I ended up developing some markers for preeclampsia, so they were like, we're just going to go early. Yeah, they should, but I feel like them doing this C-section route, for one, you're going to be in the hospital longer, so they're getting more money. I think a regular birth, you're out of there within like 24 hours. But for a C-section, you could be in there for 3 to 4 days. So they're getting more money out of you by keeping you there longer. Insurance and doctors, everybody's trying to get money out of you. Damn, spooky. That's they gave me, I think it was Demerol. And I was freaked out because I couldn't feel my toes. Yeah. My grandson slept the first month. I think the drugs were responsible. My daughter, my youngest, when she was first born, was just so... I felt like she knew what was going on, what it was going on. Like, she just watched everything. She only, like, cried when they were trying to run tests on her, like, because they have to essentially lancet their feet and run a bunch of blood work and stuff on them constantly throughout their stay after a C-section. I'm not sure on how it is with a normal birth because I've never had one. But C-sections, they're constantly running blood tests and stuff on them for things. And she only ever cried when they were running the blood tests on her. And I think it's because they were like milking her damn foot. She was so tiny. My first was 8 pounds, like 14 ounces. And then my youngest was 6 pounds, 12 ounces. She's just a little tiny thing. Yeah, Brioche, that's why I'm kind of thankful for the C-section, not having to go through that. I don't know how I feel about that. 1 pound 10 ounces. Were you a preemie, Chris? Yeah, you would have had to have been at 3 months early. Just slid on out. I couldn't imagine a preemie. I had to get my youngest preemie diapers, and they were so tiny. I was lucky enough to have a bestie that I worked with that went and got preemie clothes, because everybody at my baby shower was expecting her to be the same size as her older sister. And she was not. And so I had no clothes that fit her, or no diapers that fit her besides what the hospital was giving me. And so I had my bestie, like, I was like, could you get her some preemie clothes, and I'll just have, like, my husband send you money so that I have some clothes for her that fit. Oh my Lord. Bit by a rattlesnake, was in the ICU for a week. Ugh. I cried when my oldest broke her elbow. She was jumping from kitchen chairs to the couch when she had her friends over and had fractured her elbow, and she had to have pins put in it and had to go under for surgery. Having your kids go under is heart-wrenching. Having your kids cry in pain from breaking a bone is heart-wrenching. I think my mom used hankies for diapers for a while. Chris, you were a little Thumbelina. Yeah, even my youngest now, she has to go and have some teeth removed just because for whatever reason they weren't doing well, and they're her baby teeth, and they don't want her permanent teeth to come out wonky. So she has to go and have some removed. She's had trauma from the dentist before, and so they're having to sedate her to be able to pull these teeth. She is not a fan of it. We go for her consultation tomorrow for the oral surgeon. It is not good. I am not looking forward to it. It was heartbreaking to go to the dentist. We went to the dentist. Was it did I say Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Tuesday. But earlier in the week, we went to the dentist, her regular dentist, to get this work done, and she would not stay calm during it. And there was nothing. They don't do. I guess they don't do the gas anymore to kind of help the anxiety of the situation. Which back in my day, when I was having teeth work done, they did the gas to kind of relax us. They don't do that anymore. And she is like petrified of anything they're doing in her mouth now. And I'm like, we were sitting there the entire time trying to relax her to be able to have them just inspect her mouth because they wanted to take pictures. They wanted to do the whole counting of her teeth. About the only thing they got done were the x-rays. They did the x-rays and that's all they could do. She would not let them. Yeah, Brioche, I was kind of hoping that it would just help her anxiety a little bit to just relax. Yeah, the Novocaine shots hurt worse than the procedures in most cases. I tried laughing gas once. I felt like it was on a tiny dinghy in a raging sea. I never tried that again. I have when I was younger, like I understand her fear of like the shots and stuff and like the scraping of the teeth. Some people have like a weird overstimulation with that, and maybe she's like that. That's how I was when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I'm not so much like that. I handle shots and stuff, and for the most part, things aren't as painful to me as they were when I was younger. But I just feel so bad having anything done to her. It's so heart-wrenching. Yeah, hers are her back molars that they're wanting to kind of salvage her adult teeth back there. I know she had chipped one of the teeth, and they're just like, it's better safe than sorry. We want to try to salvage the adult teeth and not like interfere with her bite at all, because she's lost a few of her front teeth just naturally. She's getting to that age where they're just falling out oddly. So she's like missing her 2 front teeth. She just lost her 2 bottom teeth. I don't know, it's been a few months ago. So they're just now starting to grow in, but her 2 top teeth are missing. It's a mess. And knowing about like how painful some things are, considering like dental pains and stuff, because I've had toothaches before, I've had abscesses, I've had like genetically my teeth are not great, but I do take care of them. It's just genetics were not in the card for me to have great teeth. I had baby teeth into middle school, so they had to pull them. Aw. Did you save them for the tooth fairy? We just watched Darkness Falls tonight. I don't know why we got into the inkling to try to watch that with with having to go through the things we did with our daughter concerning her teeth, but I'm just like, oh, let's watch it. You lost them at some point. You think your mom made you throw them out? I have all my daughter's teeth saved in a prescription bottle. And my husband just looks at me every time I jingle them. And I was like, one of these days I'm going to accidentally, like, not thinking about it, open this up thinking it's my pills that I take every day. And it's going to be her teeth. And I'm going to be really skeeved out. God, let's hope that's not anytime soon. I really need to put them in something else, but for the moment, it's the safest place. Rattle them at trick-or-treaters. I think eventually I'm gonna have her teeth put into like the vintage boxes of like the trays of the teeth that children usually miss. I just need to get one. And then I'm gonna have probably my mother-in-law put resin over it so none of them fall out. Excuse me. My biggest problem mouth-wise is that I have a tongue thrust. Ma'am? What is a tongue? What let me Google this. let me Google this. Okay, because I looked up tongue thrust and it's a disorder, and it says 8 signs of tongue thrust: tongue protrusion, speech issues, mouth breathing, dental problems, difficulty swallowing, chewing with your mouth open, drooling, and frequently biting of the tongue or cheeks. I heard the biggest problem mouth-wise is I have a tongue thrust, and I was like, okay, flex. Someone might appreciate that greatly. I was like, I don't know where she's going with this. Man, I really hate that I'm blocked on almost all of Band of Eight's TikTok things anymore, because it makes it really hard to try to find them. I have a device to learn how to position my tongue. I showed my friends with benefits the picture of the device, and he was like, you said 2 years. The more I learned about them, the more I dislike them. My granddaughter has to have the skin at the bottom of her tongue clipped. She couldn't even stick it out. Oh, the tongue tied. My nephew was tongue tied. The more you learn about Devin and Beth, the more you dislike them. Yeah, tongue tied can happen. What is the other? There's another one. Some babies, some tongue-tied babies can self-correct. I need my tongue anchored at all times. You need that tongue anchored at all times for that thrust. Just be like, doctor, I don't want her tongue fixed. It's so aesthetic like this. Oh. I can't believe that Devin and Beth went from an apartment that was, I mean, it wasn't the best, but for their situation, it's much better than what they have now, just to beat a impending court case against her, these fucking dogs. She's working for that $153 for getting out of Arkansas. This was before they left Arkansas. The mouth is wild. It seems to be like in the mouth, like you can have a certain percentage of your tongue dropping it low to run from the popo. But like the mouth is wild. You can cut off like a certain portion of your tongue and it'll grow back. We're essentially starfish. Only in the insides of our mouths, though. Good Lord, Bethany. I'm not going to test that theory. Yeah, I've had my tongue pierced quite a few times. I was always tempted on splitting my tongue. But the pain of the tongue swelling just from the tongue piercings, I didn't want to go through that tenfold with having a tongue split and keeping it split, because you have to keep the pieces from like reconnecting or touching or they'll grow back together. It's still on my bucket list, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm getting up there in age and things don't work as well as they used to. Double thrust fun. Spooky, it probably is the best house that they'll ever have. It was $1,100. At least that's what the landlord said they were paying a month on it. probably the nicest place that they're going to run into, and they didn't even leave it super bad. It's just the fact that they took the carpet up in the one room, and then the floors of course are trashed, but the landlord kind of hinted at, you know, the floors weren't in the best condition anyhow. But the rooms that the dogs were kept in smelled like piss. He said it just smelled really bad in there. Yeah, they could have. I mean, they could have painted that little tooth, one of the little teeth that Beth lost on the wall. They could have painted that and it would have been fine. They could have, I don't know, put a picture over it, something. But they were too caught up on having 8 dogs that would piss and shit in the house and fight constantly, and drugs. They did leave trash in there. It wasn't full of trash though, but they left a couple bags of trash. They left things in the refrigerator. They left things in the cabinets. And pissing away thousands of dollars, yeah. Seeing that camper, the vehicle that they bought to pull the camper, I don't know how they got. I mean, no, Chris, this is different people. That's Tammy, which Tammy did post an update. Maybe we should watch that. But that's Tammy, Tennessee Tammy Mukbangs. This is Beth and Devin Osborn, the drug enthusiasts. Yeah, there's more of them. Beth and Devin are scammers on TikTok. I believe Tammy only does content on, I mean, at least content that she puts effort into on YouTube. I know she posts a lot of like political views on TikTok. But let's see here. When I look up drugs, Lupe Fiasco is I'm able to drive up to the Smokies and never be heard of again. They're actually going towards Tennessee because that's where Erica, another TikTok scammer, lives. And that's kind of Beth's internet BFF. And apparently they're giving them a place to park for a few. I don't know. I think that's going to go downhill real fast. I'm getting a second bunny soon. It's going to be, it's going to get hectic. Oh, what kind of bunny? We went to a reptile shop today because my husband does business with them. And they had, for one, it was the cleanest place that I've ever been to since I've been into Florida that deals with reptiles and exotic pets. And it was just so nice. It's the first time I've been to an exotic animal place in Florida that hasn't smelled like ammonia as soon as you go in because of the humidity and like things just not being cleaned properly. But they had like a lot of snakes and things, and my daughter of course gravitates towards large snakes. And there was a huge red corn snake that they'd had, or rat snake. And she was like, "Oh, I want this for my birthday." And I was like, no. Not a rat snake, I'm sorry. And I tried, like, they can. I mean, they piss and shit like anything else does. If you don't clean their enclosures often, they're gonna stink. Yeah, their pee is very, very pungent. And a snake will shit like a person does, honestly. Like, they take big dookies. Well, if you're into the bigger snakes. I've only ever had dealings with like ball pythons and green boas, and they take human-sized shits. They fart. They're just nasty. They're Chantal, but in snake form. And, you know, they're animals, so they're allowed acting that way. Oh, we saw the cutest little beardies at the reptile shop too. They were so cute. We saw Jackson chameleons, which they were beautiful, but I cannot be responsible for that amount of upkeep. But they were beautiful. They looked very well taken care of. So does a pigeon sitting on eggs. They hold it all in at night. I found out to have a female pigeon after petting her on the back for a week. Out popped 2 eggs. I couldn't have sworn I was a male. The reptile place we went to had pigeons there, and they were like little things. I'd never seen like that small of pigeons before. They were cute. And then they had like a small herd of guinea pigs, and my daughter sat in front of the pin that they had them in, and they all started doing their little oinking. Same, brioche. I can't deal with the spontaneous pooping. The spontaneous plooping, because everything that they produce is a goopy wet mess. Maybe she wants scrambled eggs. The guinea pigs or the birds. I don't know. Can you potty train birds? Oh yeah, like I've seen those. The little diaper like things that they have them wear. Huh. I've never heard of that. But I've only ever had like farm birds. I've had like chickens and ducks. Oh damn. Tennessee's been putting them out. Tammy's been putting them out on these fucking videos. Yeah, ducks are also little shits when you have them with other birds. She's doing good, going a little bit batty in the hotel. She doesn't know what to do with herself. She did a cleaning the hotel room, which consisted of her using a spot cleaner, a carpet spot cleaner, to clean the carpets surrounding her like bunny pens and stuff. And then it looks like she did a mukbang video 3 days ago, and then she did the 4 last prophecies 2 days ago. So I'm interested in what those are. I have not watched them yet. Yeah, it looked painful. I will show it if you guys are interested in watching it. It's a half an hour long, so maybe we'll will speed it up a little bit, but being on your knees with a spot cleaner on hotel room carpet doesn't sound like a good time to me. But if her bunnies are pissing and shitting on the carpet, maybe it's a necessity. Which, by the state of their place that they were living previously, that's probably what's going on. Just straight up shitting and pissing everywhere. Display capture. Come on, Ashley, you're a professional. Get this together. There we go. Just go run a rug, doctor, and hope the front desk doesn't see you. Yeah. The place doesn't look the best anyhow. As you'll see when you go through here, I didn't realize that hotels just nailed the headboard to the wall as opposed to it being a part of the bed. It's wild.
We are cleaning the hotel room for you bitches.
Let me speed this up just a little. We'll do
clean the floor with my
1.5.
Carpet cleaner.
If that's too fast, just let me know. But this is like 30 minutes long.
We don't let the housekeepers in here. We clean it ourselves. I'd rather do it myself. There's one lady I know for a fact that does a good job cleaning, but I cleaned when I was in a nursing home before I come to CNA, so I know what I'm doing. So Paul is back, and
I guess I should put my headphones
shampoo
on
it real good, and I hate
so I
it
can
with a
hear
pain.
too.
So I'm gonna have to take an allergy pill after I get done with this crap, and I'm gonna straighten up the room a little bit. On Sundays we do nothing. It's the Lord's Day, and you know we reverence the Lord, and He said it's the day of rest, and that's what we do. We honor God and we respect God. So I'm going to try to get started. My babies are over here. I don't know if you can see them or not. I'm giving mommy loves. I'm giving mommy shoes. I'm giving mommy loves. Oh well, whatever. You're going to see my big fat booty. I know one man would like to see my big fat booty. Rest in peace, Pops. If I had a Dr. Pepper, I'd drink it.
Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? Who's Pops? I really hope that it was a previous husband, but even then, saying that in front of your current husband is wild. Please tell me this wasn't a father mention that enjoyed staring at your booty. Please tell me. Tammy, I need to know. Tammy, I have some questions. My mom was a crazy animal person. It was a mess growing up. My mom always loved animals. And we had a farm for a little portion of my life. It wasn't until she got much older that it seemed like some of the things overwhelmed her. Having a raccoon, a wild animal, she really loved wildlife, and when she got her first raccoon, that was a learning curve. It destroyed a lot. And there was portions of the home that were just dedicated to the raccoon, because raccoons are disgusting to own. I will flat out tell anybody that ever wants to own a raccoon, they are fucking disgusting. They scent mark things, and you're thinking, oh, I mean, most animals would scent mark things, but a raccoon scent marks things by rubbing their ass on it, and their ass is not, it's not good. It's not good. Essentially you have I don't want to lose anybody's lunch here, but secretions that come out of said animals area that are then distributed on things that it's rubbing against. They're not nice. They're not nice to smell. They're not nice to look at. And all raccoons do this. And my mom was OCD with cleaning. So she would clean multiple times a day so that it wasn't an issue. But after a while, her health started declining, and she was still trying to keep up with that schedule of things. This was much later after I moved out of the home, and I didn't live anywhere around her to help her with doing this. Nor would I really want to, but I would have if I lived closer. But it started to decline a little bit because she just wasn't able to physically do it as much. And that's kind of when the house started going downhill a little bit. But that raccoon ended up passing. It ended up developing some form of cancer or something, and it had passed. And then she went to going and owning ducks and chickens again, which I think was better for her, honestly. They're not as much upkeep, especially when you have pens and stuff for them, but I think a raccoon indoors was a little too much that late in life. This is wild going at this with that small handle spot cleaner. Kudos to her for wanting to like clean up the area, because her animals are possibly pissing and shitting there and it probably smells, but this is wild.
I know it's not so nothing. That device in her hand, she's spraying out some water with cleaner in it, mixed together, and then she scrubs it with that brush that's on the end of that device, and it sets it up into the tank on the floor cleaner. And that's what the device looks like when it has water in it.
That's what I'm thinking, that she's doing this so that she doesn't have to have the cleaning people come in there. Or maybe she doesn't want the cleaning people to know. I had a spot cleaner. It was a joke. I bought a big green machine. It's the only thing to have around pets. It runs circles around a rug doctor. I mean, my mom had something similar to this for like spot cleaning stuff, but she also had a huge, almost industrial carpet cleaner that she bought off of, what the hell was the name of the company? It was like a door-to-door salesman that sold it to her. I have all tile floors, so I just mop quite often. But I only have cats, but still, I mop often. I'm a mopper. Yeah, we just have I think most Florida places have, yeah, I would say most Florida places have tile that's like rented out places. Of course, how most houses have like a mix. They have like their living rooms and some of the bedrooms have carpet in those areas, but for the most part, most Florida homes are going to have a lot of tile or hardwood. All right, that's all for that video. It's just her cleaning that area. They don't really do much else. It's a lot of Paul in the background making comments towards her cleaning. After my dad died, we went from 6 dogs to 21. Oh my God. She was always rescuing them. We lived in a small house outside of town and the dogs had to run out of the house. My siblings and I left. Good Lord, 21 is a lot of dogs for a house. In the country, we had 4 indoor dogs. I had my 2 dogs. I had like a German Shepherd, Mutt, and then a dog that I rescued from the pound was labeled a Chihuahua and a Poodle, and he was just a long-legged, skinny, small black dog. He looked like a maned wolf, but like a small Chihuahua dog. And then we had a blind Cocker Spaniel named Lady. And we had another like Chihuahua mix that it was a rescue named Ginger. And she was a lot older. And then we had a farm dog, which was not an Australian Shepherd. What the hell was that dog? What was the name of that breed? Border Collie. We had 2 Border Collies, an all black Border Collie and like a black and white Border Collie. And I would say they're almost feral to humans, but they guarded livestock and stuff that we had. And then we lived like on a dead end road for a while. So we had everybody else's runaway dogs always ended up at our house because our potbelly pig made friends with a lot of dogs along the way.
Hello everybody, welcome to Tennessee Tammy Mukbang Channel. Little brother of mine got me and Paul a pizza, and we got a pizza apiece and we got a drink apiece. From Little Caesars. Hang on a minute. Pull this apart. Paul got the same thing I got, okay? There's my finger in the way. Get away, Boots. Anyways, no. Anyway, this is what... Quit. This is what we got. We got a box. Well, I'll show you the box in a minute. It's so good. And I got it. For a week. And everybody watches TikTok. You know Pops. He loved Dr. Pepper. And this is for you, Pops. Rest in peace. Sure do miss him. Sure do miss some videos. It's called Pop Watch if you want to watch it on Facebook.
Okay, so we're piecing together some things. Pops was not related to her. It's somebody that she watched off of TikTok and Facebook. So she's letting another man watch her bend over and liked seeing her rear end. That is not very Christian. Tennessee Tammy. What the F? Tennessee Tammy. Out there showing your goods for other men that aren't your husband. I guess Paul's cucking it now.
Quit. I wish we had her tripod. Here's the pizza. Not goodness good. I love you. We had meteors falling last night, and we heard them when they come in the atmosphere, or whatever you want to call it. And man, you talk about a loud boom. Kind of shook me up.
I don't care when anybody says sometimes Little Caesar slaps. Like, not to be sometimes Little Caesars hits the spot when you want cheap pizza. Yeah, Little Caesars pepperoni with their crazy bread. Their crazy bread's good. It's very garlicky. I don't know what they do to it. It's always deformed looking. When COVID. It's very good pizza, like when it's really late, you don't want to spend a lot of money. Sometimes it's not good the next day. It's not good cold pizza, but it's good when it's fresh and you're really hungry.
That's not pepperoni, it's just sauce.
Yeah, when it's hot and ready.
And I already prayed. Get to the good Lord. It's great. I'm going to have to get some good hair masks. I mean, this just went crazy.
One thing I'll give Tammy, she could be homeless. She could be living in a hotel on the brink of homelessness. And that woman always has her nails done. Her nails are always nice and done. She always got those nails always be nailing. Chris, that sounds about right. Their pizza's probably about $10. Yeah, Tammy always got them nails done. Those hands always gonna look nice. Because she's a good Christian woman.
It's Friday night, guys. Friday night SmackDown's coming on.
Oh, Lord, and she's a wrestling fan on top of it. Oh, Tammy. Oh, Tammy. Oh, Tammy.
My neck swelled. You can see it. I've got a bad sinus infection. Didn't feel like making a long video, but that's okay.
Oh, Lord, now that she says it, I do see it. The swelling in the side of her neck. It's crazy. My husband's trying to YMCA to me. I don't know what he's saying. Sure. I think she does do press-ons, but still, they're always done and they always look nice. I'll give her that. She's a good Southern Christian woman that always got them nails done. God, I miss their $5 pizzas, or even their, like, didn't they have for a while like $6.99 just pepperoni pizzas? My granddaughter leaves a trail of fake fingernails all over the house. I love press-ons. I think they get a bad rap, but anytime I do my nails, which I don't do them often because I do a lot of typing and I'm just not one of those people that can type with long nails. I'm not that dexterous, I guess. It slows my typing speed down very much to where I need speed of typing. And those hinder me. So, but when I do my nails, I always do press-ons and then I just customize them. I really love Etsy for like custom press-ons because you can get reuse out of most press-ons. Fake toenails everywhere. That's wild.
I changed my mind, little brother. I made a short video. I felt bad. I was just too good to buy us a pizza. So I'm going to make a video.
Mine look like I'm picking cotton.
Ain't it funny how God works in mysterious ways? We didn't have nothing to eat for tonight. End of the month hard. We can go to the church up here, but can't get nobody to jump the truck off. I'm getting a battery tomorrow because I took out a loan. Pop didn't work none this week because didn't have no way to get there. So.
Oh, damn. They're really running on rough then. She's having to take out a loan to get a new battery for their truck, and Paul hasn't been to work all week because he hasn't been able to get there, which more than likely, he's probably not going to have a job when he comes back because a lot of places that are hiring to that caliber of what he'd be doing, which I think he's just working at like at a gas station or something, they're not gonna handle the week-long disappearance. I accidentally poked a guy in the pickle with these long press-ons. Does he have employment experience outside of preaching? I think it's just like regular customer service stuff. I don't think it's anything that he's been educated on. Which I don't understand why he doesn't. YouTube didn't like how I worded it the first time around. I don't think Paul and them really jumpstart their channel the way they should have, because a lot of the religious section of YouTube and stuff do like the live stream services, and people seem to pick up on it. They do fairly well, some of them, depending. I think they missed the mark on that. They could have made a side hustle, if you will, off doing that.
God made a way. When I tell you God supplies my needs, God supplies my needs. I pray.
Yeah, but what if you apply for that loan and they deny you because you don't have an income right now? So I don't know if they're the type to be religious grifters. They might. I mean, she asked for money for the longest time for the RV that they were wanting, so I wouldn't put it past. I mean, if it's coming on like dire circumstances, they have no income coming in aside from, I think, the Social Security that she collects, which is not enough to move them out. It's not enough to do much. And apparently it's not lasting the full month. So they're really running out of options at this point. I kind of feel bad for them in this sense, because if Paul doesn't go back to work and still have a job, in a few weeks, this could be really bad. Oh, I'm sure that I think they are unfamiliar with a lot of the resources out there that could benefit them. They seem to be no stranger from the food banks, but without a way to get to the food banks, it's going to be a little difficult for them. Yeah, Brioche. The stress of not knowing. And it looks like they're in that situation. If she's trying to take out a loan to get them by because of Paul not working and the battery being out in their truck, it's only going to take, like, I don't think a lot of people realize that it takes one disaster. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, it takes one disaster to kind of bring everything to a halt. And not having a vehicle to be able to get back and forth to a job consistently is really going to drag them under. So let's hope that she is able to get that loan, to get that battery, to get Paul back to work, to then have to pay back that loan, which I don't know if she's taking that into consideration, because most of those quick loans have a very high interest rate. I don't know. We'll have to pray on it.
Last night I said, God, you know, we need something to eat tomorrow, and could you help us?
I don't think that they're very tech savvy, Brioche, for the remote call center jobs. And I don't know that they own a computer. They do everything from their cell phone. So I don't know that they own a computer to do call center work, or if they even have access to having internet within the hotel room to be able to do it out of the hotel room. I think they would have to have their own place to be able to do that. Yeah, even if you have... That's the thing with those short-term, like, loan places. They try to dick you. They love it when you can't pay them back on time because they're getting more money out of you. Yeah, Brioche, but we run into the internet issue, because I think you have to be hardlined into an internet line to be able to work those jobs. Like, you have to be plugged into the router or whatever. And have strong internet, and I don't think that that's going to be accessible to them from the hotel room, unfortunately. But there's other things he could do. He could possibly do dog walking in the area, depending on where they lived and how physical he was able to get. I know it's kind of fucking hot right now, so maybe that's not as accessible to him being able to do. But sometimes when times get tough, you gotta fucking improvise. I've known people that have went out and went door to door offering to mow people's lawns for like $5 to $10 and using their own lawnmower and stuff. Like, sometimes it takes the initiative to get out there and at least make a little bit.
And la-di-da, he did. God supplies for his people. I say it's storming here, I can't remember.
Blowing in hard.
Yeah. Will you put them on a plate and put them in the fridge? Oh, let me show you the box. You have to let me know if I see it. Excuse me.
Back up. Stop. You're bouncing too much. That's good.
Okay, open it up. That's how much I've eaten, brother. I've got 3 slices left and some crust. I'm full right now. I'll be eating it later. Trust me. Ah! Sorry, dropped the phone. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, if you are not saved, I'm telling you, time is running out, guys. Let me talk to you a minute. Time is
Oh,
running
Lord.
out.
Here we go. Here we go.
With all his heart. And he don't want to see nobody go to hell. God does not send anybody to hell. You send yourself. And God loves you so much that he gave his only begotten son to die on the cross for you. Jesus come in the flesh. Let me take it back. God come in the flesh as Jesus Christ, his son. And until you know God himself and have a personal relationship, you're not going to understand how God is 3 in 1. So, I'm not even going to get into that. You need to just pray for God to reveal it to you. And he will. Because God come in the flesh as a man on this earth as Jesus Christ. I know I'm confusing you guys that don't know. Read your Bible. God says, I am one God. One God. All 3 in 1. And I know you don't understand this. It took me years to understand it.
Ma'am, I think you need to go back and read the Bible.
And a lot of praying, but God showed me. I can't explain it to you. I'm trying to explain it to you. But God come in the flesh. Because God is Jesus. God and Jesus.
They've probably lived like this for so long they can't imagine any other way. I mean, they were probably raised like this, honestly. A lot of this is generational. You're brought up like this. These are your points of view. I came from a similar background. I mean, my mom let's get into some funny stuff about my mom. Because that's what's personal to me. Hi, Secret Squirrel. Welcome to the stream. I've been lurking for a little bit. Bad week. Placing their physical and spiritual safety in the hands of strangers is highly manipulative and disgusting. Yeah, it is, Secret. What did he do appear as a holy nesting doll? So, we were brought up, my mom included, was brought up as Southern Baptists. And my mom was a lesbian. My mom knew from the time she was 14 years old that she liked women. And she lived in a time and in a place where that was really looked down upon. It was thought as dirty. It was thought as unnatural, everything. And my grandmother and my grandfather convinced my mother to try being heterosexual, try to be what they viewed as normal and what was within the confines of that religion. They wanted her to have that experience. And so that's where she met my father. That's where all of us children were created, came from. And then she diverted and went towards how she was happy, and that was with a woman. But in that, she had conflicting views on her religion because she was stuck with a religion that really looked down on her way of life and how she chose to live versus, you know, salvation and loving God and believing in God and all of this. And it really, it fucked her up, honestly. And I grew up in that same thing, but from a younger age, I just broke away from that because my mom didn't force it down on me. My dad really didn't either. But it's what they grew up with, so it's what they believed in. And I was able to kind of step back from that and realize, you know, that isn't for me. I let people enjoy that if that's what they like, but it's not for me. And I find it more cult-like than anything, and I it's not for me. But if that's what you like, I'm not going to rag on what you like. But my mom was so funny with some of the things that she believed in, because she believed in God so, like, she was so down bad for God that she tried rationalizing to me that the devil was behind the dinosaurs. And the reason that we only see bones and we've never seen a live one is because of the devil. And then she also brought up the fact that the sharks are the devil and they're not real, that they're demons. And I'm just... Now, mind you, this was well into her years before she started kind of laying this on me. And I had to try to talk her down from that. And yeah, yes, it did take a sharp turn. And I was just like, Mom, I know religion likes to think that evolution doesn't exist, science doesn't exist, that we should put all of our energy into thoughts and prayers, and that's what saves us. But in reality, yeah, it is. But in reality, dinosaurs did exist. If they didn't, we wouldn't have fossils of their existence. We wouldn't have evolved species that came from their existence. Hi, Kiki. I grew up in a traditional white nationalist Christian house. My brother believes in dragons and the theory in the world is six. Good Lord. Religion is so weird how it really mind melts people, I swear. Technically, they're still with us. But she didn't believe in evolution either. She didn't believe that we came from a subspecies of primate. She just didn't believe in any of that. It was wild. But I think that religion plays a very strong part on how you connect with people socially and how you go through life. And Tammy is no stranger to Tammy reminds me so much of my freaking mom and like some of my aunts and uncles. It's crazy. I'm sub to PBS Eons and I got to the Museum of Natural History often. I love museums. I still want to go to is it called the Museum of Death? Hold on. Pause. Let me look it up. I think it's in California. Yes. The Museum of Death. That is on my bucket list to go to. It's in California. I think they have one in Oregon as well. But it's located in Hollywood, California, and it's on my bucket list of museums to go to. There's one thing that can debunk any kind of rationality or logic reasoning of people who use religion for any facets of their life, and it is the fact that God gave you free will. It's harmful. It's the reason they feel comfortable destroying the planet, because global warming isn't real. It got so bad we have to call it climate change now. That's another thing. Like, my mom didn't believe in global warming either. It's sad. I love dinosaurs even though I was raised Christian. I could just never buy into their beliefs about evolution. Religion's wild, y'all. I don't hate on people for needing something to believe in. Of course, there are an array of religions that have different variations of afterlife and how that's dealt with. I've always taken on the Native American facets of religion. And I'm like the smallest smidgen percentage of Native American, but I've always taken to I found their views on afterlife and treating people were very beautiful. And we just go back into the circle of life. Like our bodies decompose, we nurture the ground and things that grow from there, and so on and so forth. Everything becomes politicized, and it's sad. Some people legit get enraged at the mention of climate change. Yeah. I can't even talk to my grandmother about anything political. Like, she enrages me to no end. And it's always talks of like climate change not being real, global warming not being real. People are too soft now, yada yada blah blah. Secret Swirl. I grew up with my mom like that a lot of Native American beliefs. I love Native American culture. I love it. My mom also loved it. She viewed it differently, of course. She didn't quite believe in the same things that they did, but she liked the practices of how they treated people and how they interacted. We went to a lot of powwows in my youth. Oh, Native American culture is beautiful. It's so, hello, Wicked. Yeah, Native American culture, just how they deal with things. And it's so sad because a lot of their culture was taken from them through, well, Americanization, I should say, the genocide of their people. Christian nationalists, like, not every section of tribes and things had to be given the wipeout of their traditions over Christianity. The reservations are struggling. What they've done to their people is horrible. It's sad. I've argued with my husband over this. He's like, I didn't realize it was so bad. And I was like, son, all the information is out there. It is out there. It's just no one cares. It's sad.
Jesus are one God. Even though Jesus sits on the right hand.
I didn't know until 12th grade because my sociology teacher told us. Which is another thing, like, they whitewash a lot of the history behind the things that happened with Native Americans. They do it for other races as well, but I feel like a lot of history that's putting America in a bad light is whitewashed, and it's gross. I believe you should learn history for what it actually was without it being like biased one way or another. I think you should be told how history actually was, and you make your opinion based off of that, not based off of how people try to sway it. Yeah, they should. I believe they've even banned a lot of Yeah, history usually is written by the victor. But I believe they've even banned like a lot of books telling of certain aspects of history from reading sources in schools, which is sad as well. All right, you guys, I think that is going to be, unfortunately, it for tonight, just because I have a very early morning tomorrow. There will be a video up, I'm going to say probably tomorrow sometime, on the horror review channel, because I'm going to put my review of Beau is Afraid up. But then I'm also going to do an update on Emil, Emily Beastjack, EEBJ. So there's going to be an update on him and everything going on surrounding that. And then if Beth and Devin decide to grace us with their presence on the road, or after they've met their destination in Tennessee, we'll do an update in there as well. I was supposed to have the Beau is Afraid review up tonight, but going through 3 hours worth of footage and trying to condense it down into a review is becoming a little taxing, because I don't want it to be an hour-long review, but I feel like a lot of things need to be talked about within that movie. It was wild. And then I'm going to put a poll up for some ideas on next Friday's movie. And then the Friday after that is a Friday the 13th, so we may do a Friday the 13th movie of some sort on Friday the 13th. So, but I'm going to call it a night, you guys. Thank you guys for joining. A lot to unpack there, but it was fun. Yeah. It's fun as always. And I will see you guys on the next one. Good night. Yes, go and get your Friday the 13th flash tattoos. I'm going to be on the lookout for some because I want a few new pieces. But good night. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.